Hi, how you doing? Just a very quick video today just to catch up on things. I know I haven't been around a great deal for mainly about the last month. I've had a lot on recently. I'm going to do this video today handheld, probably going to try and blast through it in one take just to limit the editing so I don't have to put too much work into this. But I just did think it's a good idea to let you catch up on a few things. I have been very busy. I've been involved in something for the past few years really, since before I started to do YouTube, that every now and again takes up a huge amount of my time. It kind of takes up a bit of time generally, but every few months I will really get inundated with work and have to kind of back off everything else. It's the way I keep myself going, it's the way I keep myself sane, just by dropping off a few commitments and concentrating on the things that are really, really important. And at this point, it's more important than YouTube. However, I'm pretty much done with that now. That is going to be out of my life forever, before very much longer, and I can then start to focus a lot more on what I do in the shed, churn out a lot more material for you guys, which hopefully you'll all appreciate. Now obviously we finished the Stratocaster build about a week ago. I'm really pleased with the outcome of that. It came together beautifully. I haven't put the thing down since, and it really is a nice guitar to play. Very happy with all the equipment I put on there, especially the pickups. I think they really have worked well. I always say it, but Tone Rider pickups, I can't fault them. They really do work wonders. So obviously we are going to be starting a new project soon. That's going to be starting on Monday. I'm already working on it, but the first video will be Monday. I'm not going to give anything away at this stage. It's going to be quite a short series. It's not going to be a major thing as you would normally get from me. After what I've been through in the last month, I feel like I need a little bit of an easier time for a few weeks. So that's going to be a little short series. It's not going to be kind of a massive in-depth build like we've done before, but all will be revealed on that on Monday. I'm thinking that's probably going to take me maybe a month to complete, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm aiming for about a month. And in that time, I'm going to be putting together some materials and hardware for a full build. Haven't quite made my mind up on that, but I've got some really nice ideas. Of late, things have really started to get on top of me at the shed. And if I look around the place, it is an absolute pigsty. There's stuff everywhere. So my big thing is going to be getting this place tidied up and squared away, just so I can be a lot more efficient, really. At the moment, I'm constantly battling against stuff. I'm going to try and get as much of that sorted out as I possibly can so we can really move things forward. A few examples. The audio quality is going to drop now because I've got a forward facing mic on at the moment, which will be obviously facing away from me. The bench behind my main workbench is just covered, so all of that needs taking away. All of that needs sorting out, cleaning up, making a lot more efficient. Underneath the bench is exactly the same. I have recently bought some little storage containers though, and they sit under the bench with a lot of my regularly used kit, so my electronics kit. Pull that out. That's all the stuff I use for setup, so that's always kind of organised and to hand. So that's a positive, but it's a positive in a world of negatives. I mean, just look at that, just rubbish everywhere. Timber stacked up that isn't being used, stuff that hasn't been put away. Now, one of the main things I want to sort out is the filming setup I've got is quite extensive, and there's just like light stands and camera stands and tripods and stuff everywhere. I did a little while ago now, probably a couple of years, I put this bar on the ceiling to mount a lot of that stuff on, so lights and stuff. It's too far away from the bench, so I'm either going to move that one or make another one a little bit nearer. I also bought this fancy smancy light above the bench. The trouble with that is it is so bright. When I have it on, it casts a nasty shadow onto the bench, and I've had a few complaints about that, and it is quite a distraction when you're watching the video. So I'm going to move that further this way so that it's actually shining onto me, not above me. And hopefully that will solve that problem. The bench with the drill stand on is just a disgrace. That all needs sorting out. and this corner has just been piled high with all sorts of junk, so that also needs sorting out as well. So basically there's a lot of tidying up, there's a lot of organising, there's a little bit of painting and decorating probably, as well as cracking on with the next project. So there will be some changes coming up in the next few weeks. In general, it's been a really busy year. I've had an awful lot to get through. Obviously, it hasn't just been what you've been seeing progressing in the shed. I've had other things to do. I've been promising my mum for probably about 2 years that I was going to put her a new kitchen in. The kitchen has actually been in the house for about 50 years. I finally got round to that at Easter, but that was like, I'm trying to think. It's probably 6 weeks from start to finish to get that done. There was the 2 main weeks that I had off at Easter where I was there every day just blasting at it, but with one thing or another from start to completion it was a lot longer than that. It was a lot more complicated than I thought it might be. But we got that finished, so that's done, and there's been actually quite a lot of upheaval for me professionally kind of in the last 3 or 4 months, and that also meant that I was juggling stuff at work as well as at home. So all in all, it's actually been a bit of a nightmare, but I've worked my way through most of it. I'm back on track, and in the next few weeks we will be back to normal service. Happy days. Right, I'm going to leave this one here. Hopefully that's answered a few questions. Hopefully that's reassured a few people that I'm not going anywhere. There will be the normal amount of content coming out of the Shed of Dreams. In fact, there's probably going to be a lot more, because I am hoping to actually put a few more videos out on a Saturday, a little bit more in depth than this one, because I haven't forgotten. We still have the fire chit to finish, and hopefully I should be able to get onto that fairly soon. So like I say, I'll leave this one here. I'll be back on Monday with the start of the next build series. Until then, take care, and I'll see you later.